Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
All right, Tyler, say it. Say it.
What am I saying?
It's not Miller time, it's
mullet time.
Yes!
Yeah.
I just thought of that before we started, so I was like, wait, is that what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let's do this.
I think that's got to be the new intro. All right, kids. Yes. Welcome back to episode 3 of Electric Mullet with your hosts, myself, Phil. You might as well, he's such a big Superman fan, he might as well be a citizen of Krypton. Tyler Patrick.
Oh, that's me. That's right.
Yeah. And a man who's a fan of all comics and podcasts about every single one. It is Justin the Owl.
Swooping back into Metropolis.
I almost want to call him Owl Man, but,
You can if you want.
just be like, yeah. That's all Watchmen territory, so, or like Earth 2 or Earth 3. I mean, so, yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
Night
Still
Owl.
works. Yeah.
Oh, or we just need a drop, be like, oh, I like Superman, but again, I love Batman.
My favorite character.
Batman, my favorite character.
Hello, Russell.
Hey, Russell.
Justin,
What's up, man?
Justin's other
Hi,
co-host,
Super Mullets. That's what it should be called.
guzzling his Mountain Dew in Kentucky. Hello, Russell. All right, so yeah, I did like split second, like Tyler said that. I was like, yes, that has to be the new intro. I'll be like, it's mullet time.
It's mullet time.
I was like looking for my notes here. Like, where's my notes? So I typed some up.
Wow.
Nice. I like it.
Just little things I had, but now I can't find them. But it's all good.
Oh my god, can you imagine if I kept notes for all these shows, Justin? It'd be like, you know, like all right, Lil, time for a penis joke. All right, go. All right, Lilith, sum up Frank Miller's work in one sentence. Your mother's a all right, before we jump into the old stuff, that I don't know if you did, Justin, but Tyler, did you read the Superman annual that came out last week?
Yes, I did.
No, I didn't actually.
I liked it. I mean, it reminded me of the 90s because they got into the Daily Planet staff, and you know, we actually got to see like side characters for the first time in a long time.
Nice.
I just really enjoyed it, like all together, because it made the world feel bigger and thicker, and I have it right here next to me to review. But yeah, it was just a really good read.
Nice.
You know, it like you could tell it takes place in continuity, you know, because things are referenced, but it wasn't so bogged down by what's going on or what had been going down. Mm-hmm. But like just a little thing with Jimmy, the Lois, like really getting to show, like it was a really good book.
Yeah.
Was it the main focus of the issue? Was the Daily Planet staff?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Yes, because fill-in editor-in-chief Lois Lane's basically giving everyone assignments, be like, you do this.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to
check
that out.
It just proved how ignorant Lombard can be. You know.
I know. But no, I mean...
He didn't understand. That was probably one of my favorite parts, because she's like, what did Livewire have to say? Nothing about sports. Lois is like, the whole point was for you to talk to her about her, not
something other than sports, yes. But no, I mean, for the longest time, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of New 52 on the Superman side, but it's like I think like they're in a good place again. I mean, Joshua Williamson on Superman, and then Philip Kennedy Johnson on Action Comics, as Justin's familiar because he's also writing the Hulk right now.
Yes, love it.
And then we get Michael Dorn writing Steelworks.
I haven't read Steelworks number 3, I think, or is that coming out, or did that just come out?
I can't remember. Yeah, it's either 2 or 3's been out. Yeah,
because I've read the first 2. I think maybe 3 comes out tomorrow. I think maybe. So it's been an interesting read. Mm-hmm. I've liked it.
Yeah, because it's like he's real into the current stuff, but it also seems like Michael Dorn As awesome as he is, he may also be a fan of 90s comics, so it's like...
Nice. I like that.
In a way, it feels like 90s comics again with the way that we have Action, Superman, then you have the Adventures of Superman, which is the John Kent book, and now we have Steelworks, which is like the Steel book.
Right.
So we have like these 4 super titles that are crossing over, but then you also have the Man of Tomorrow with Connor.
Oh yeah,
stuff that's.
Yeah, but the Adventures and the Man of Tomorrow, those are both like miniseries, right? I mean, I don't think they're like ongoings.
I don't know. Like,
I think the Man of Tomorrow with Connor, I think those were like digital first, and I think they just collected them now in like floppies. So,
what about Supergirl and Superwoman? Like, don't they have ongoings?
No.
Well, they're
minis.
No, but they got something coming up because they had a special come out for where they're doing the Power Girl thing and kind of tie her.
Well, yeah, she's been having a backup in Action, and then they did a one shot for her at the end of May. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of been, I feel like that what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, she's like the one member that's kind of been left out of the quote unquote family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just looking to see what comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think Steelworks comes out tomorrow.
No, it must have been last week, maybe.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it came out recently. I'm trying to remember. It might have. It's so funny. I like get them. I read them that week, and then it's like out of my head. I'm like, okay, what's coming up next week?
Well, it's like I either get ahead or I get like behind.
Yeah. I can't.
That's what it was for me too.
I can't get too far behind on new comics, or else I'm just like bogged down. So I'm like, I gotta read them before the next, before next week. Wait a second. Russell says, "You mean the intro is in Kryptonite by Three Doors Down? Get me the rights. Give me the rights, Russell. Wow, that'll be the theme. I like that song. Give me the rights, man.
Holds up. It's a good song.
I know it is.
We'll have to do a remix of it though.
Oh yeah, Mikey Flash, get on that.
You want to know an interesting fact?
Hmm.
The first time the word kryptonite is said on Smallville, it's actually in a sound clip of that song.
Oh, really? Playing in the background at some bar or something?
It's used. They used the song in an episode, and he says kryptonite in the song.
Oh yeah.
Before they started calling it kryptonite, it was still Meteor Rock.
Because that song wasn't that old at that point. Because I think the song came out like 98 or something, and then
not 99,
98 or 99. Yeah, then Smallville was early 2000s. Yeah,
because I remember my friend asked when he heard about the Smallville show, asking me, "Do you think they'll use that song?" Because he asked me if I would think they would use like Kryptonite by Three Doors Down or Five for Fighting's song.
Oh yeah.
So that because
did they use that one in the show too?
Yeah, eventually
the Fight for Fighting song. Yeah.
Oh my God! All right, we have a new theme song for Ray. You ready, Justin? If I go crazy, would you still call me Sausage Man?
It's a good one.
Sausage.
I love that.
The High Priest of Sausage.
I like it.
All right. This is. I was gonna say, let's talk about these issues we're here for today. Because I'll use a joke.
Which issues?
I'll use a joke me and Will use because like when we were covering the '90s Green Lantern stuff, like some of the Guy Gardner issues weren't that good. So we're always like, if it took us a while to get to the issues, we're like, what is this Guy Gardner week? Come on.
Put it off for as long as possible.
Some of those '90s Guy Gardners.
Guy Gardner Warrior, anyone? Yeah, I didn't think so.
All right, so I think for the foreseeable future, I think it seems like the order we did last time seems they'll be working right now. Is like we start with Superman, then we go to Adventures, and then Action. Do you guys agree?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, it seems to have a good flow that way with the stories and stuff.
I'm not sure. That might have been the way they were released.
You know what was annoying is on the app when I went you get to issue 2, like what it recommended for me was President Luthor after issue 1. I'm like,
I know President Luthor was like what early 2000s. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're really jumping the gun there.
Wrong era.
I was like, no, I just want to read because I just went to like, I'll just click on the last issue 1, and then swipe it and it'll say, oh, do you want to read issue 2? And no, it was like Nixon reading President Luthor. I'm like, no, what the?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No. App.
When we get the triangle numbers, I might just read my floppies because of the game. I mean, that's gonna be a pain in the butt just to like.
Well, there's a way. There's a way to
you?
actually pick in the triangle to like read by the triangle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My friend showed me how to do it once when we were reviewing some triangle books over on Digging for Kryptonite. I'll figure it out again.
I'll have to look. Unless you have to download them or something and then just...
So, I think
when did they start doing that? Was it 90? 91?
I think it... Was it 90?
I feel like it was right around there.
Yeah, it might have been...
It sounds right. It feels right.
Yeah, it was either 90 or 91 because I know it was before... It wasn't the year he died. It was before that. So, yeah, it might have been 90.
I know that it was before Panic in the Sky, because that made Panic in the Sky a lot easier to follow with the triangle numbers.
It was after Crisis of the Crimson Kryptonite, all in case, kids, and before Panic in the Sky. Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, but so we'll get there.
All right. All right. So let's get to Superman 2. I mean, Lex really amps it up. This, issue 2, and Lex is already throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah. Things escalate quickly with Lex over here.
Oh, yeah. All right. So Superman number 2, February 1987. The Secret Revealed. Writer and penciler John Byrne, inker Terry Austin and Keith Williams, colorist Tom Zayuko, letterer John Costanza. Boy, he was all this era, man. He's all over the place. Here, Marvel, and editor Andrew Helfer. There we go. Lex Luthor has asked his researchers to find out about anyone who may have a connection to Superman. Amanda Marie McCoy, keep an eye on her, she's going to pop back up eventually here, discovers that a woman named Lana Lang has been seen in background photographs at known Superman appearances. Luthor has a team of people investigate the Lang angle. One of Luthor's top scientists, Sidney Happerson, keep an eye on him, he's going to keep popping back up, distracts Luthor and shows him the confined body of Metallo. Oh, he's back already, kids. He indicates that the mineral enclosed within Metallo's chest emits radiation that appears harmful to Superman. Luthor viciously tears the green rock from Metallo's chest, leaving the cyborg screaming in pain. Lex making friends all over the place in this issue, Yeah. Meanwhile, Luthor has simultaneously begun investigating the background of Clark Kent. He sends 2 thugs, Jenner and Breen, to Smallville to ransack the Kent house. As luck would have it, they come upon Lana Lang and bring her back to Metropolis. Later, Luthor uses his influence and power to force Amanda McCoy to come to dinner with him. Their candlelit evening is disrupted, however, when he learns that his men have found Lana Lang. Luthor's team keeps Lana drugged for 3 days, torturing her for information concerning Superman, but she doesn't reveal anything. They eventually allow her to escape, and Lana drags herself to Clark Kent's apartment. Clark finds her and goes berserk when he learns what has happened. He flies to the LexCorp building and bursts into Luthor's penthouse. Luthor, however, has been expecting Superman. He has taken a piece from Metallo's kryptonite heart and fashioned it into a stone set inside a ring. Superman is powerless against it, and Luthor gleefully kicks him out of his office, threatening to have him arrested. He whispers into Superman's ear a confession concerning Lana Lang. Superman flies back to Smallville to check on his parents. Everything is fine, but Martha comments that a scrapbook she made filled with pictures of Superman's exploits has been stolen. They have no idea that it was Luthor's men who staged the robbery. Back in Metropolis, Amanda McCoy finishes extrapolating all known information concerning Superman. Feeding the data into a computer, the results reveal that Clark Kent is Superman. Luthor literally doesn't believe his ears, refusing to believe that someone such as Superman could ever find satisfaction masquerading as a normal human. He fires Amanda on the spot. All right, thoughts?
My favorite panel is just the ripping the heart out of Metallo.
Ah!
Because he's just like...
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, because Happerson and all of them are like in radiation suits, and Lex is like, what are you doing?
He just waltzes in there and with his bare hands and hauls it, which we will learn later was a big mistake. And he will learn later. It's a big mistake.
That ring's going to change hands. And that ring's going to play a plot here for years, for next couple of years, kids.
Yeah. And then just Ma and Pa getting tranked. That was just, I was like, because like I'm looking at the page and I'm like, just the way it transitions where you have 2 panels of Lex and then all of a sudden the next panel is a dude in a gun.
Right.
I'm like, and I'm reading this like, huh? And they of course have the broken English dialogue of with slang terms, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, is that Pa getting shot? What the?
I just love how Lex is like all mad at his men until he finds out they brought him Lana Lang. He's like, oh, you boys deserve a raise. He was
almost ready to have them executed.
Oh yeah. They were going to be,
which he does anyway, but
they were going to be spending their retirement in the river. But then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh hey, boys!
Oh, you brought me Lana Lang.
You have a raise in your paycheck next week.
Here's a bonus."
We're on page 10 before Superman even shows up.
I know.
I had kind of forgotten how brutal this issue was. I mean, besides Lex hauling the heart rate out of Metallo, you also had him bending Amanda's fingers back when she tries to tell him that she's got other plans for dinner. He basically like rapes her like that night in his room.
Well, yeah, but and besides the physical, he's like, "Oh yeah, you'll never work in this town." Basically, you'll never work in this town again.
Yeah, exactly. It's so nasty. And then the stuff with him blowing up the two guys when Superman corners them, blowing up the whole building with all of them in it, and how he also just kind of is so nasty to Superman towards the end when he's got the kryptonite ring and he's all gloating and everything. It's just a lot of brutal aspects to the story. I really liked it.
I mean, even when we see Lana again and he finds her
she's all beaten up. Yeah.
Because Clark comes home. There's like a blood trail from his front door. I guess she couldn't get in, so she dragged herself to like a broom closet and he just like follows the blood trail.
That's another thing, too. I had forgotten that they had kept her for 2 days, torturing her. I was like, damn.
Here's my question. Luthor has a ring of kryptonite. Kryptonite makes Superman weak, but doesn't always make him completely powerless. Couldn't you, I don't know, use your heat vision to heat up the metal on Luthor's finger? And then he has to take the ring off, or just like the gold melts. And then, it's free.
I think
then use your super breath to push away the chim.
I think in this era of the books, it like affects his powers first. Because I'm trying to remember. I think this is the point where they're like, oh yeah, the kryptonite. The first thing it does is basically like drain like the solar radiation out of his body. So I think before it's even going to kill him, it's going to take his powers first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's always the inconsistencies of exactly how the kryptonite's weakening, I'm just saying. Heat vision on Luthor's finger.
And again, at this point, I think it's like, the kryptonite's still new to him, so he probably hasn't built up any kind of... He has no tolerance for it yet, so it's...
Yeah, this is only a second encounter with it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Byrne just showing us, so like, yeah, this isn't the Silver Age. Yeah, Lex ain't going to jail like at the end of every issue. It's like, yeah, no, he's...
Yeah, he actually won in this one for all intents and purposes. Like, he got the information he wanted. He got the kryptonite. He got a ring out of it. And he basically kicked Superman's ass out of his office at the end of the issue. Tranquilized his parents and tortured Lana Lang. I mean, yeah, you could say that Lex came out on top in this one.
Yeah. Or did he at the end?
True. Well, yeah, but eventually, yeah.
His own arrogance is what throws him. Like, I think it's interesting we get back to the farm. He goes in to check on him and, like, he has no idea what his parents have been through.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we left you a voicemail. And I was like, did I miss something in the issue? Like,
oh yeah, they called the answering machine. Yeah, no, I guess
it just happened off screen, off page. Because I was like, oh, did I miss something? Like, is there a panel where it talked, like, they left a message? No, there's not.
I guess they threw that in because they're like, oh yeah, if they were attacked, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to call them.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
And then here at the end where you have the giant computer reveal of Clark Kent as Superman.
Yeah. I love it. It's such a great ending to the issue.
The late 80s computer click, 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 clack, 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 click, 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 click.
Well, that's the same sound that people who leave, the clicking on their phones on. So typing, it's like,
yeah, it's like you can tell if someone's old because their phone makes noise. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, everything's on. Nothing's on silent. Yeah.
I mean, that's like the first thing you do when I get a phone. Turn off the.
Yeah.
Like, they only do it in movies, so you can tell people are like actually typing.
Right.
Yeah. Like, we just got to add that to make sure nobody has their sounds off.
Yeah,
in
like
movies.
the text noise. Whoop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially if the show is by Apple. They're like, we want all of our tones and stuff to be on display.
Oh yeah, and I think there's a thing where it's like Apple, like they'll let you use their phones, but like only the good guys can use like iPhones. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is. Apple
it.
technology cannot be seen on screen being used for evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
It's
Very
funny
nice.
stuff. It's what makes it interesting when you watch like an Apple show on Apple TV. Because then I'm like, wait, there has to be villains and protagonists and antagonists. Like, they're bad. What do you do with them? They just don't pull out their phone.
Or they have droids.
But yeah, I'm still not over, like, I'm reading this issue. It's like Clark Kent is Superman. And he's yelling at her, and it says the end. I'm like, oh, and then I just flip it over, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is the end.
Yeah, no, I mean, Amanda McCoy will be back, and yeah, like I said, a lot of stuff from this issue will rear its head again.
I like how we have Luthor sitting on his Palpatine throne.
yeah, looking very Emperor-esque. Yeah, I felt the worst for Amanda in this issue. She was treated so horribly. God, yeah.
Yeah, because nobody knows, no one knows what Lex is really like until it's too late. And then, at the end of this issue, just his ego, it just, he can't conceive of, someone of power, humbling themselves to live this simple life as a reporter.
As a reporter at the Daily Planet, yeah. Mm.
How can a man with so much power? Yeah, again.
Yeah.
That's Lex for you.
Yeah.
So I guess they say I mean he does not take that ring off until it's too late, but so he's probably sleeping in that thing. He's sleeping in that thing because he knows Superman ain't coming for him.
Yeah,
he's like never coming off.
Yeah, I mean he acts like that's a power move, but it almost it's screaming like fear. I mean, again,
totally,
it's screaming fear. It's like, oh yeah, he can't come for me now.
Yeah, paranoia based. Yep.
And I guess it's too early on, so he doesn't know. But I'm like, and I guess they're not that big of buddies. But I'm like, Superman really wants you. He's gonna say, he's gonna drop some evidence in the Batman's lap, and guess who's coming for you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but my thing also is like, kryptonite gives off radiation. When is giving off radiation ever good?
Oh yeah, I know. He thinks it's because that's the thing. He thinks it's harmless, but I think that's the thing. And they're like. I mean, spoilers, kids. Later on, they'll be like, "Yeah, kryptonite affects Superman right away." But again, it's like any other radiation. Eventually, you might not feel it right now, but a normal human. But eventually, it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah, it's a glowing rock from space. You can't wear it on a ring. Sorry, Lex.
It's like wearing a plutonium ring. Yeah, 24/7. Yeah, nah.
I'll be okay. I'll be able to travel through time as long as I run at 88 miles an hour.
Right.
My ring.
Well, I guess Lex ain't worried about losing his hair.
Could still lose those eyebrows though.
He's shaping up.
He's rich. He can buy some eyebrows. But yeah, man, this issue I'm always just like, wow. I mean, they're really setting up Lex. They're like, oh yeah, this ain't your Silver Age Lex.
Yeah.
The mad scientist.
Yeah. Basically raping Amanda and torturing Lana Lang. It's horrible. Yeah, he's a nasty piece of work in this.
But yeah, Sidney Happerson, his first appearance of Gretchen Kelly, Lex's doctor, who will be the quote-unquote mother of his son. What?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Son in quotes, yes.
Yeah, quote-unquote, yeah.
God, that's such a scam. I'm gonna tell the world. Yeah, we had a kid. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Amanda's first appearance of Amanda. She'll appear next in Adventures 448. So yeah, she'll be popping up here not too long. Oh wait, no, that's that's still a while. Never mind. Metallo appear next in Adventures 441. Jenner and Breen are killed off panel in this issue. That's one of the notes.
Yeah. In case you weren't paying attention, they're dead. Yeah.
I mean,
damn.
That's what I thought.
All right. So, any other thoughts on this one? Or should we get to the Adventures of Superman?
Is that what we're doing? As Adventures next?
Yeah. I mean, you guys think that's?
I think so. Yeah. We have a break in the burn issues too in the middle.
Yeah. You don't want
burn.
You don't want a constant burn, do you?
Burn.
I mean, I guess I should ask Justin. He's the one who had kidney stones a couple days ago. You don't want the constant burn, right?
No, I'm all set with that. I've had enough of that for a while. Oh, it's awful. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
That's what I've heard. All right, and let's just shout out your wonderful boyfriend who got you to the hospital.
Yes,
so in the middle,
yes.
the middle of the night?
At 2 a.m.
Yeah.
2 a.m. to the ER. Yeah. The pain was that bad.
Yeah, as I said, I work with someone who had him. Yeah, he's from what he described, it is not fun.
Yeah.
What a jagged piece of calcium down there. That's not fun.
No, it's not nearly as enjoyable as it sounds.
All right, enough of that. All right, let's get
Yeah.
All right. Adventures of Superman 425, February 1987. Another good cut. I like this cover here.
Yeah, it's a great cover, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This is a great cover. This is actually, out of the three, this is my favorite issue. And it's not
really?
And it's not because of how great or upbeat the story is. I think it's a great story in the sense of how it shows how simple and easy a good person can be corrupted, and how through just faults none of their own, somebody who's just trying to help can lose themselves.
Yeah,
and it also just shows how twisted Luthor is.
I was going to say, once again, Lex up to his shenanigans. Yeah.
So I feel like the character that they use is very surprising, and it's just how easily, like I said, it just a good person can just lose themselves and be corrupted without even trying, and all of a sudden see themselves as being painted as a villain. So it's it's Marv Wolfman. So
yeah, Yeah, it's so funny because it's like Marv Wolfman writes this, Jerry Ordway pencils and inks it, and then the rest of the team is the same team from the last issue.
It's the same.
Yeah. Tom Zuko,
exactly.
colorist, John Costanza, letterer, and Andrew Helfer, editor. So yeah,
it's funny it's the same color, but then when we get to Luthor, he's got a green suit on now, and the last one green, and he's all wearing black last time. So
it's not the Silver Age. The guy can change clothes.
What? For real? They're allowed to change clothes?
Today I feel like the green suit.
Hey, green's evil. Come on.
Maybe after he needed it after to match his ring. So.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to coordinate.
Maybe that's a subtle hint of something that's coming in.
He's like, got this new ring. I need a suit to match.
Yeah. Get me a catalog now.
All right. So this one.
He's like, I need a suit to match.
This one going the gauntlet. This one's a little weird because it's it kind of picks up where the last adventures left off, but it's kind of a flashback because Emil Hamilton's telling the story. Yeah. All right, Professor Emil Hamilton has been trying to patent his force field generator, but has run into some difficulties, particularly strong-arm tactics from Lex Luthor, who owned the company Hamilton was working for. In a demonstration to another company as a prospective buyer, Hamilton's invention is sabotaged, leading to the death of one of the company's executives. Still wishing to prove the effectiveness of his device, Professor Hamilton uses it during Superman's struggle with the quirky war machines that have now emerged into a single fighting machine. Boy, they were more than meets the eye.
No.
Again, it's 86. I mean, it was on somebody's mind.
Yeah.
More than meets the eye.
The machine traps Superman inside the field with the war machine. Undeterred, Superman breaks his way inside the machine where the operators decide to kill themselves with the machine rather than answer any questions. The gathering crowd... Man, I was, people always joke, make comments about working for the Joker, man. Working for Lex I don't know if they're Lex's people, but I mean, just like working for Lex or some of the other people in this era, man, that's not a good, there's no good retirement package here.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't have a long life expectancy working for LexCorp.
I feel like the problem with it is Lex, you work for Lex, but you don't know you work for Lex.
Yeah, that's like Emil. Yeah, he didn't even know that company was owned by LexCorp, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, what was the whole thing? He's like, I owe you nothing, but Lex is like, your time and whatever is like. How many years did he work on it? He's like, I'll give you what was he going to give him? A couple $1,000 or something?
$7,600.
So yeah.
$7,600 for his life's work. Yeah.
For this force field generator that Superman has trouble breaking out of. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's Lex for you.
I'd be like, here's a nickel for you, kid.
Yeah, and he even goes so far as to say, I think you'll find that generous compensation, as we don't technically owe you anything. Oh, Lex.
Generous compensation. I'm letting you leave with $7,600 in your life. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Say welcome on your way out the door, kid.
After that, he sends the guys over to the old man's apartment and beats the hell out of him.
Yeah. I'd be like, you
One
better.
of them's like grabbing him by his hair, and like he's got a black eye and blood all coming out of his face. It's like, oh, man.
So I guess the homework assignment this month for Wolfman and John Byrne was just like, just to have Lex act like a major dick,
Yeah. Make Lex Luthor as nasty as you possibly can. Mission accomplished.
Exactly. The gathering crowd is grateful for Superman stopping the machine, but pays no attention to Professor Hamilton or his force field generator. Now to the point of desperation, Hamilton kidnaps a woman on the street and forces Superman into a dangerous gauntlet while trapping him within the force field. He then sets off a bomb which will kill all people inside the field. Superman uses his body as a shield to protect Hamilton and his hostage from the explosive blast, but it causes him to collapse. The police take Hamilton into custody as he shuts down the field, and he spends his time in prison trying to tell his tale to whomever will listen. So yeah, that was kind of a downer ending.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Just from the writing, it's a sad downer, but it shows how much Lex can just corrupt people.
Oh yeah.
In this issue, I half expected the people that came to him that were interested in his stuff were just another subsidiary of Lex.
I did too.
And that they were going to just, okay, it works. We're going to, all right. And then you find out that Lex, he built it for Lex without even realizing he built it for Lex.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been making this point since the Man of Steel miniseries. It's like, Lex owns most of the town, all these companies and everything. So,
and then just how Emil goes off the deep end.
Yeah. Really
I know. He grabs that girl off the street. He's like, no one will miss her. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. That escalated quickly.
Yeah. I was like, that wasn't very nice.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, this is my first time reading this one, actually. I'd missed a bunch of these Adventures of Superman ones, and so there's a string of them that I haven't read. So this is my first time reading this. I knew that Emil and Superman had a scrap in the street in the past because it was referenced, I think, years later on, but I hadn't actually read it. So it was cool to see that how he was driven to such depths of despair by all these horrible things going on with his life. And I thought the saddest part was when he got that legitimate offer from that other company, and then his machine was sabotaged and that guy was killed. I thought, oh man, he had his one shot to kind of, redeem himself after that horrible experience with Lex.
Mm-hmm.
Or he has the part where he says, "Have you ever been without money, without hope?" I was at that point. I knew the validity of my invention, but I seemed to be the only one then I received a visit. And that's, his moment of hope, and it just does not work.
Yeah.
And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, again, spoilers, kids. I mean, Emil Hamilton's going to become a friend of Superman, but it's like, well, yeah. I mean, you're not going to align with Lex. So if you want to be on the other side of the street, who are you gonna buddy up with? Superman.
Yeah. And it's a way to make amends for, all the stuff that he's done in the last couple of issues, which admittedly he's made some pretty serious mistakes. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That like that annual that came out last week, it's reminded me of like the 80s and 90s because again, we're building up our little supporting cast here. I mean, last Adventures we got Cat Grant, and then we got Emil Hamilton and more him this time. I mean, we're gonna get the Bibbo. I mean, we're gonna get all this.
Gangbuster.
Oh yes, I can't wait for Gangbuster. Both of them.
Yeah.
I know that's what Justin's waiting for. That's what he wants. Like Gangbuster.
Guardian.
Guardian.
It was a little interesting when we get to the scene like in the middle where he is fighting the machine and he opens it up and it's all those people inside controlling it.
The Freedom League or whatever.
Yeah, they're like and destroy themselves and then I felt like that was like almost like a story that if this was like a modern comic, once again, this is probably like 2 or 3 issues.
Oh,
yeah. You'd have the Hamilton story, and then you would have who these Freedom Leaguers are, and building up, and then because when Superman comes down, he talks about like not wanting to do press, and then Hamilton's like, "Wait, but I did this. Didn't you see me do this?" And Superman doesn't even say anything because he's just overcome with the people who just killed themselves. Like,
right.
Superman, the Freedom League, coming from DC Black Label.
No, you're right. The Freedom League thing would have been a whole issue unto itself, and probably his confrontation with Emil in the street at the end, that would have been a whole issue unto itself. Now they would have definitely dragged that out.
Or they would have did like a Lex miniseries where it's just like, look at all the crap Lex is up to. Yes, with Amanda and Emil Hamilton, and
yeah. Look at how many lives he can destroy this week. Yeah.
It's only going to get worse, kids.
Mm-hmm. And then at like the end where he's sitting in the cell and he says, "Guard, are you listening to me?" And the guard says, "You say something, Mac?"
That's what I said. No. That is like a downer of an ending.
It's super downer, yeah.
I'm just like, dang, that's tough. Like, and especially just like it's Emil. It's not like a throwaway character. It's like a character that becomes pretty big and prominent. I mean, he's appeared in the animated series, Smallville.
Yep.
I don't know if he was on Lois and Clark. I can't remember in the latter seasons. I don't think so. But then he was in Man of Steel. So like he's one of those people that gets roped into like the discussion of like Superman's filling out his cast of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Like, I know, like if you were reading this when it first came out, you're probably like, oh, okay, that professor's done. He's going to sit in jail for the next couple of years, but now.
Yeah, and then when he does return, you kind of care more about him because you would have read this story and been like, oh, yeah, I remember that awful thing that he went through because of Lex and all this stuff. Yeah. It was smart to have this story early on in the evolution of Emil's character because it does make you care about him and what happens to him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, any other thoughts? Should we get to the last one, which has nothing to do with Lex?
Yeah, let's no more Lex. I can't take the brutality of Lex anymore. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, back to the burn. We're gonna do some Action Comics, which again, kids, we're gonna be doing team ups here for a while in action. So, Action Comics 585, February 1987, and Craves give up their dead. Writer and penciler, once again, John Byrne. Inker, Dick Giordano. And again, colorist, Tom Ziuko. Letterer, once again, John Costanza. And editor, Andrew Helfer, once again. So
they were busy.
Yeah, those three making the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Superman is being drained. This one is weird to me because I remember the first time I read this, I was like, wait a minute, did I miss like a previous issue? And I'm like, no, wait, the last issue was that Teen Titans. I'm like, because this picks up in the middle of the story. Yeah.
It is very weird how it just kind of like this first page is a really nice intro. And then the next page, I'm like, whoa, did I miss this? Like you said, did I miss a book? This is like some cold opening stuff.
Yeah. It's like, where does this woman come from? Superman is being drained of his power by the sorceress Arazatha aboard her flying fortress. And again, dressed in typical John Byrne likes to draw women scantily clad.
Oh yes, warrior woman attire. Yes, yeah.
It's like Byrne's
half of fighting that battle is psychological warfare. So if you can just get them distracted, then it's easy to just stab them.
Right.
Weakened, Superman still manages to crawl within striking distance as Arazatha gloats over her impending victory. Seizing the opportunity, Superman grabs her mystical staff, shattering it. Her staff destroyed, Arazatha reverts to her mortal form as Barb Kowalski and is easily captured by Superman. Later, Superman is approached by the Phantom Stranger, who teleports both of them to the scene of a whirling mass of earth and stone near a graveyard. As Superman attempts to contain the monster, the Stranger enters it and is transported to the Kingdom of the Dead, where the undead responsible for summoning the beast reside. The Stranger discovers that the undead are the souls of the wicked, murderers, rapists, and robbers, who used the power of the Cherubite stone that landed nearby when Superman defeated Arazatha. They used the stone's power to conjure the whirling earth monster and send it rampaging towards Metropolis in order to seek vengeance on the living. The Stranger realizes the stone is the source of the power and manages to secure it. While back on Earth, Superman has collected the tainted Earth and carries it out to space. He hurls it towards the sun, ending the threat. So yeah, this one is so weird. Yeah, it starts in the middle of an adventure. You never really find out where that stone came from. You know,
Do they ever reference it later?
Thanks, Ray.
I don't think so.
Thanks,
oh, yes.
Wish you could see the rest of it that you can't see.
Superman.
Oh, hi, Ray.
Yeah. Loving Tyler's man cave. Yes, he likes Superman. Can you tell, Ray?
If you, one day I'm gonna film. I'm gonna set up and do it from the other angle. So you can see
Nice. Yeah.
You just need a swiveling desk and chair, so every episode it's like a
360
different
video,
view.
Do a 360 one, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, this one was so weird. It picks up in the middle of a thing. You don't really know where that stone comes from, but it's like, okay, it's a mystical thing. Superman defeats it, but it lands and raises the dead in that giant muck monster. And I love the Phantom Stranger comes to him and he's like, well, how'd you know to find me at Clark Kent's apartment? She's like, there's no sea,
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, mystical threat? Nah, that's okay. Superman's like, no, maybe you should find someone else. And the Stranger's like, no, you're coming with me. It's like,
yeah. No, I want to use Superman.
I like I like the first page because it's this deep kind of conversation. Does the soil remember? And you're like, ooh, okay, this is deep. This is good.
Yeah.
And then you flip the page and you're like, what? Where am I? What is this?
Right, what's going on here? Yeah. I think this is my favorite out of these three issues. I love this one. Yeah.
I like the Phantom Stranger. It is a weird team up, just how they build to this. Where he goes and he's talking to this council, I think is neat. When he talks about the people and the Phantom Stranger presents the people that
the victims. Yeah, the victims of the people. Yeah, right. Yep.
I like that part, and so it's cool. But then Superman's just fighting this spinning muck pile, and then grabs it and takes it into space. Because that's how you solve problems.
well, yeah, because, at first Superman's just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just holding this thing back so the Stranger can do his thing. And then the Stranger sends him a message like, oh yeah, make sure it breaks contact with the Earth. So Superman's like, oh, better be safe. Just pulling the whole thing into space and whip it into the sun.
It's the only way to be sure.
Oh yeah. Well, if you can do it, why not?
I love this. I'm a big Phantom Stranger fan, and I love. It was kind of almost like a Spectre story too, because I could have seen the Spectre doing something like this, having this conversation with the dead jury, and then summoning their spectral victims back to mete out some type of justice. I could have seen the Spectre doing something like that, but it made sense too that it was the Phantom Stranger doing it because he knows just as much about that type of stuff. But one of my favorite parts about this issue is when Superman first confronts the monstrosity, and there's that one panel where he kind of looks almost terrified because he hasn't seen anything like this before. And we have to remember too that Superman is susceptible to magic. So supernatural things like this, could actually do some harm to him. And it's almost like he recognized that fact right away. But then, of course, as Superman is known to do, he summons up his willpower and he flies directly at the monster anyway and takes the fight to it, which I love. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about this issue. I love this one.
Oh yeah, and John Byrne is always good for depicting these battle scenes like that.
When he was flying around in this big swirling mass of just debris and soil and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's so cool.
Well, the one I like is on page 15, the bottom left, where Superman's kind of like doing this like fly, and he's looking back, and the mass almost is like taking a body form. It almost looks like it's starting to form like a body instead of just being like a mass, because it looks almost like it's got shoulders and arms and stuff. I think that just kind of looks cool because you see how it is like a form, and then it's
looming over.
Yeah, it's the page right before the victims page.
Yeah,
and then when we see it again, it just looks crazy.
Love it.
I think I need more Superman and the Phantom Stranger.
Yeah. This is a great little team up.
Because I like how it ends where the Phantom Stranger is just like, where Superman says, "You still haven't told me what finally happened in there." He's like, and then the Stranger's like, "Nor have I any intention of doing so, Superman. Forgive the cliche, my friend, but there are some things that man was not meant to know."
Even Superman.
Yes. We need more mullet. I need to find Halloween's coming, dude.
Grow it out, Ray. Grow it out.
I get me a nice mullet wig, like a little Wayne Campbell looking thing here.
Yeah.
Nice.
To have a proper mullet, though, I have to take the hat off because I got to make sure the hair's all short right here.
Right.
There's a
awesome
thin line between long hair and a mullet. So,
how awesome would that be? You wear a Superman costume for Halloween, but you put the mullet on. People are like, "What's that about?" I'm 90s Superman.
Yeah.
Going as Nick Cage, Superman.
Superman.
Grow it. How fast do you think my hair grows, man? Like my hair grows this way before it goes out.
I mean, you're the only hope, Tyler, because I mean, me, Justin, and Ray are like around the same age. So yeah, you're younger than all of us. So
well, even when I had my hair like thicker and longer, it grew like this. I looked like a lost beetle or something. Like it was like it grew thick and then started to grow down. So I want to grow down to here like a mullet. See you in 5 years, guys.
You know who's the youngest, and again, he would fit right in. Justin, we need Russell to grow out the mullet. I mean, he lives in Kentucky.
Oh, yes.
That ain't gonna
Yeah.
No one's gonna bat an eye.
Yeah, we got to get on that. Start growing it now, Russell.
Ooh, Superman has a fro.
No.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not touching that.
Either that or he gets one of those 1980s Tony Stark perms.
Oh no, no! Anything but that.
That would be fun.
The worst thing Bob Layton ever did.
Ray wants to see Tyler with an afro.
Yeah. So I'm going wig shopping, it seems like. Perms.
Oh, there's the Halloween. You wear the mullet and you get Jania to wear the afro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jania, I need a mullet wig. We were at Spirit Halloween today.
Oh.
Should have looked for one. They hadn't got all their stuff out yet. I have to go back and get one.
I was going to say, it's kind of early.
Yeah, but they're all opening up, and we were driving, and the kids were like, "It's open, let's go." I'm like, all right.
Nice.
In the bones of our childhood. Although the one Toys R Us nearby, well, what was a Toys R Us is now a Phantom Fireworks.
Rest in peace.
Oh, is it? Really?
Yeah, I'm like.
Moment of silence, guys, for Toys R Us.
We
miss you.
We do.
Mm-hmm. But I'm like, Phantom Fireworks can make money year round.
I mean, this is America.
That's America. Again, I guess people are
Still,
probably buying them for weddings and graduation parties. Stuff
We don't need much to. Hey, let's blow something up and fireworks.
Yeah, that had to be a big building though for Toys R Us. They can't fit all those fireworks in there, can they? Fill that up?
Toys R Us were big, man.
Yeah, they can't. Phantom Fireworks can't fill up that space.
I don't know. I haven't been in there, but
no, they just do like Spirit Halloween does when they go into buildings that are too big.
Oh yeah,
they
just take half the store and block off the back part. Yeah,
right. Use the rest as storage, quote unquote.
Yeah.
What is this? A Guy Gardner issue? All right.
Maybe this is reminiscent about how we miss giant toy stores.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now that I have kids and I can go in there and it's not as weird for a grown man to go into a toy store by himself. I They don't have them anymore.
I remember when I was a kid, I had the Superpowers Superman figure. Well, I had a bunch of them, but.
And now you still had them.
They had that one, like all the Superpowers figures. And then I don't know if they did like another line or if it was like a different, someone else put them out. But the next Superman figure I got, it had like a magnet in the chest because it came with a kryptonite ring. So if you pointed the kryptonite ring to Superman's chest close enough, it like knocked him over.
Ooh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I can't remember who made that, but yeah, that was like the second Superman figure I ever had. Yeah, you could be maybe they were maybe they were inspired by Superman too. The issue tonight. Yeah,
if we're gonna be inspired by Superman too, I need Clark Kent beating up a dude in a diner figure set. Like they have all these like Superman versus Doomsday. No, I need Clark Kent versus Diner guy right here.
There's a playset, yeah.
Clark Kent with twisted semi-tractor trailer wreckage.
Yeah. But like, that's the kind of figure set I'd need there.
Yeah.
Or no, Superman 2. Clark Kent in a diner set so you can slide the guy down the counter.
Exactly. That's what I need. That should have been on my McFarlane playlist or wish list.
Now
it could happen.
Now with flipping saran wrap action. They did not know what they were doing. Some of those powers here. All of a sudden, he's just gonna, Zod's gonna point and the laser's gonna shoot out of his finger. Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna rebuild the Great Wall of China by just staring at it.
Yes.
Yeah. They're like, we don't have time to show him use super speed, so just put the bricks and we'll pretend like he's.
Yeah, at least go. At least do what the Flash TV show did. Go like this and then use an air hose or something. Come on.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. The magic of cinema.
Yeah, use an air cannon, show it like a quick shot of it destroyed, make a sound effect.
Yes.
And then it's fixed and he's back. Done.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
No, I'm enjoying reading this because it's interesting the way we got this going on.
Definitely. It's nice. Yeah, nice little formula. I like the fact that there's some of these issues I haven't read before. They're new to me. That's fun. And some of these I haven't, like this Action Comics one, I haven't read in years. I'd forgotten about some of this. Love it.
Oh, yeah. Some of these, I haven't read in a long time. So, yeah, it's a nice little trip down memory lane.
And I like how, too, the Action Comics were a team-up book at this time. Mm-hmm. It was a nice switch because you had, like, Superman, which was the freshest, newest thing, the John Byrne stuff. Mm-hmm. You had Adventures of Superman, which was kind of like, almost kind of carrying the torch over from the pre-crisis stuff, because it did still kind of feel like pre-crisis Superman in spirit a little bit. And then you had Action Comics, which was the team-up with another character. So that you had a different flavor of Superman in each book. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. Again, that makes sense because I think Marv. I think he wrote some pre-crisis Superman, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels like I remember being a boy with my hot cocoa, rolled up in front of the fire, reading this issue. Tell us the story, Grandpa.
I love how he didn't say a word. He's like, tell us the story, Grandpa.
I don't know. It just sounded funny. That's how I'm going to be when I'm older. And I'm like, well, kids, I read this comic back when
back in the day. When it was released on the spinner racks.
I had this in paper form. What's that? Is that before digital? Yeah. Now they just beam it into your head.
I was going to say telepathic download. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read this as a child, and now I look like Emil Hamilton.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, didn't that get depressing when you got older than like all these characters you read about, like Superman and Batman and all that? Once you got older, once you got older than your favorite characters, it's like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Forever 30.
Batman, my favorite character.
Still there, Ray? Well, there he's gone.
I'm out, guys. I'm heading to the toy store.
All right.
He was like, you inspired me. I'm to the toy store.
Which kind? We don't know. All right. Yeah. Next time, we're going to do the Legends crossovers, which, I looked. We're not going to do the Legends miniseries, but we'll do the crossovers because Superman kind of goes off in his own little. He kind of gets taken into his own little trip. So
he has his own little adventure.
Yep. So we'll follow the same formula. Superman number 3, Adventures of Superman 426, and Action Comics 586.
All right, sounds fun.
Oh look, Ray's back now that we stopped talking about you know who.
He's like, still here, guys.
Okay, sorry, Ray. I'm cutting my mullet as we speak.
I can hear the clippers.
Yeah, I know, man. You are a hairy little dingo, man.
I'm so envious of Ray's hair. I wish I had Ray's hair.
It's true.
I don't know. We never see the back of him.
Ooh, it's party in the back, man.
Party in the outback. Thank you, Ray.
Well done, Phil. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Party in the front and the back.
That's just long hair. Like,
that's a drop. Yeah, I know, Rick. Party in the front and our friend Ray, party in the front and the outback. All right, so yes, kid. Like I said, next time Superman 3, Adventures 426, and Action Comics 586, where basically it's gonna be Darkseid and the New Gods. So,
ooh,
yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah,
basically,
time.
Basically, Darkseid saying, "I don't want you interfering with Legends," you know.
Stay out of it.
All right. So, yes, kids, send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, links to our Patreon. Join the Patreon elite like Justin there.
That's right.
Ray in the chat room, Russell, and Moz, the newest Moz Manzor, our newest patron. And if you join now, yes, you can. Right now, you can get all 4 parts of Lilith Hellfire Gets Drunk and Rants about Marvel's Heroes Reborn from the 90s. So
nice. That sounds awesome.
I listened to the last part.
Oh,
today.
did you?
I was definitely surprised by the revelation of which one she hated the most out of all 4 of those.
Yeah, Ray, if you haven't listened to that yet, Captain America was not lowest on her list as we all assumed. So,
yeah, that was a nice surprise. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So, see, gotta subscribe, kids. That little hellfire keeps you on your toes. All right, so find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right, and if this twice a month is not enough Superman for you, you need to listen to the Krypton Report. Mr. Tyler Patrick, tell us where we can find that.
Check out Krypton Report everywhere podcasts are available. We're on all social media platforms, even the ones you probably haven't even heard of yet as we keep expanding. Check us out. Always talking about comics, DC, Superman. That's where we'll be.
Nice. And if you can't get enough of Justin, he's everywhere.
I'm everywhere these days.
He's here twice a month. He's
there. He's everywhere. Justin.
He's even more places with in September when Lil's on vacation. So, but yes, he's usually on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast, Ray's favorite show. Usually at the last week of every month, but in September he'll be there every episode because Lil's on vacation. So we get to talk Azrael as Batman every week in September.
Yes.
And then every week he's over on Capes and Lunatics on Marvel Tales with me. We talk about something different. Marvel episode different every week, like we just did some Psylocke. We're going to be doing some Silver Sable and the Wild Pack from the night with special guest Harry Mullet Ray.
That's right. He's going to join us.
Yeah. See, kids, it's not difficult. All you have to do to get Ray to guest on your podcast is either find a character he's into or just like a random like hot female character, and Ray's there.
He's there.
Yeah, 90s, yeah.
He's like, guys, calm down.
Hey, he's a wild dingo. All right. But Justin is not here. He's also host with, like we said, that Madman Russell. So, yes.
Madman Russell, yes. Over on Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is. We talk about the Hulk and She-Hulk twice a month. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out. And Ray also joins Russell and I twice a month, along with our newest co-host, Sparky, over on Predator and Prey, a Yocha podcast, where we talk about everything to do with Fox's Predator in comics, movies, action figures, and more.
No other plugs you want to do, Justin?
Well, I jinxed myself the last few times. I said I was almost done, and then I got sick, and then I got a kidney stone, and then all this. So I'm just going to let it be. I'm not going to say anything else. Hopefully,
Lost Library of Legends coming in 2025, kids.
Right. Scream it! We might have to do a time warp to get that in a little bit earlier, but it'll happen. It'll happen.
Well, that escalated quickly.
All right. All right. Thank you for joining us, everyone. From the evil of Lex to the evil of Lex. It's a bunch of evil dead guys.
Oh, man. That's what I was saying. So I heard of dead evil people.
I didn't know if that was the afterlife for rapists and murderers, or like
those are all Lex's victims. All people that work for him.
Yeah. That'd be. Can you imagine if Jenner and Breen were in there? Be like, oh yeah, we roughed up Lana Lang.
We're the latest ones.
We roughed up Lana Lang. Yeah. All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, keep it electric and keep it mullet.
Mullet time over.